Susan, let's imagine that you've had those amazing 30 days, but you're now down to your last day. What would you want that day to be like?
Again, I would like to have it be in my home and surrounded by my closest family. Like you had said, I would have hoped that the people that mean a lot to me, well, I would have had meaningful interactions with them within the 30 days prior. So that way, that last day is just really my close, tight-knit family, my son and my partner and his daughter, and maybe a few other people that I'm really close to, my aunt, my sister, my brother. And, I would just want them to not be sad.
Mm-hmm.
I would want them to be with me, and I would love to reminisce and to laugh and to make some more memories. And that's ideally how I would want it to go. And I would be in a place where I have embraced the fact that my soul is leaving my physical body. I remember when we got the phone call when my biological mother was in the hospital. And my aunt called me and said, "You need to come. Her condition is changing." And she had survived another 24 hours after that. But it was so jarring being in the hospital because it's interesting because on one level, she knew she was dying. Because when the tumor came back, she started talking about a bucket list. And instead of the language she had used before when she was first diagnosed with cancer was, "When I beat this, I'm going to." And the language was so different. And even energetically, it was very different. But even having said that, her last 24 hours, there was a part of her that just couldn't come to terms with the fact that she was dying. And I remember the nurse went to do her vitals and she went to put the stethoscope on her chest. And my mother kind of roused and grabbed her hand and looked at the nurse and said, "Am I dying?" And I remember the nurse, like, none of us knew what to say.
Right.
And she was frightened. And even up to right before she died, my aunt reported that she was very afraid. And that's not how I want my last 24 hours to be. I want to be at peace with knowing that I'm going to transition. I want my family, they're going to grieve, but I want those moments to not be grieving while they're with me, but to be celebrating while they're with me. And that's how I envision my last 24 hours. That, and I have a lot of food sensitivities and allergies. So I'm going to eat dairy. I'm going to have wheat. I'm going to have a grilled cheese. I'm going to have a pizza.
Chocolate, go for the chocolate. Yeah, that may happen the last 30 days, but
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thanks.
Thank you. So how do you envision your last 24 hours being?
I want to really, my whole life, I really prefer quality rather than quantity. So, especially at this point in my life, my mom would say, everything in moderation, including moderation. So I do things to keep comfortable. So my last day, I would like to be, and really the last 30 days, and even starting now, I'm putting in that order, pain-free, so that my energy isn't going towards my pain, but it's going toward connecting with the people that I love most. And I want to, I think ever since my near-death experience, I don't feel like I've ever fit back in my body. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, what comes up, if anything, right there at that moment. But it's where I've always wanted to go home. And I've felt, as much as I love my family and my kids and my grandkids, and how grateful I am for this three-dimensional human experience, I think I'm looking forward to that. And the risk of what somebody said, that the token of having loved someone so deeply is grief. So as deeply as you love someone, you grieve them. And it's where I want to risk having all of those really deep, intimate, don't go there conversations, so that my kids aren't traumatized or the unexpected is happening. I want them to be able to find a place of acceptance for themselves, because it's not a traumatic experience unless it's an unexpected final moments. But that they are clear on what I want, so that there need not be any disagreements between any of them. I'd rather get all of that resolved before. So to be pain-free and at peace, and to have that be as gentle a letting go process as possible.
That's really beautiful. A gentle as letting go process as possible.
Yeah.
I like that. I would want the same for me as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.